have my pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds. Love these. And I also have an apple, which I ate one already. A lemon, I'll have for last, and another banana. Don't mind this to leave here. Okay. Um, so, you know, with all the issues that are going on, and I would like to preface this video by saying that I mean no disrespect, no offense to anyone. That being said, sometimes the truth hurts positively, if you understand what I'm saying. And sometimes we need to tell the truth to ourselves and not just to others. And, okay? And sometimes this is where the pain comes from. So there are people who believe that the Black Lives Matter movement is a racist movement. Um, I can understand how they feel this way because you are singling out one race or one group or one category of individuals. We're not going to get into that here. You are and putting them at the forefront or at the top of the list, or there may appear to be some sort of hierarchy because you're singling out one group, Black Lives Matter, okay? But as the banner on this video says, that's how I believe. When Black lives begin to matter, then all lives will matter. When trans lives begin to matter, you can fill in the blank with whatever you want to fill in. The issues that we're having now is that Black lives don't matter equally to other lives. Trans lives don't matter equally to other lives. Female lives are not equal to the lives of others. The value of the life of one doesn't equal the value of the life of the other. This is why you say Black Lives Matter, because in the United States of America, as in other as in other parts of the world, you have discrepancies, discriminations, prejudices, and inequalities that happen on a daily basis to people who are labeled as minorities. This is the reality, okay? This is something that maybe others don't want to hear or others don't want to talk about, but this is the reality of the situation. There are discrepancies. We need to fix those discrepancies. Some people do not want to address the discrepancies. They rather sit in the corner and live with their guilt or sit in the corner and put blinders on and pretend as if it doesn't exist. It exists here in 2020 in this world in which we find ourselves existing now. Discrepancies and discriminations and hatred exist amongst a plethora of groups and individuals, and it needs to stop, it needs to end. So sometimes you have to do something that shakes people awake and that shakes people out of their comas of mediocrity and their comas of complacency and their comas of laziness and shake them up. And the Black Lives Matter movement is trying to shake them up. Now, some people believe that the Black Lives Matter movement is a racist movement. I don't agree with that, okay? However, let's play devil's advocate for a moment, okay? I took a photo, a screenshot actually of this channel that I watch from time to time. It's called A Soft White Underbelly. And I was scrolling through, my YouTube recommendations. And I just so happened to end up on his channel because it's run by this guy. I think his name is Mark. And the two videos, I'm going to be eating one talking because I'm hungry. These videos, um, it was the first one was of a Ku Klux Klan member, and then the one right next to him was of a protester and an activist from the Black Lives Matter movement. And I just thought the universe, this is perfect timing So I screenshotted it and it will be the thumbnail for this video because I've been thinking about this for a while and I saw this other guy's video in my recommended and he flat out said that the Black Lives Matter movement is a racist movement. My issue is this. Okay, if you say something or someone is racist, then address the behavior, address the thoughts, address the activity. What about the Black Lives Matter movement is or can be viewed as racist? Well, let's answer it. You answer it for yourself, and I'm going to answer it based on what I see. Well, what do I see the Black Lives Matter movement doing? I see them, excuse me, advocating for the victims and the survivors and the minorities. That's what I see them doing. Now, sometimes these actions become extreme and these actions become violent, these actions become criminal, these actions become the antithesis of the movement's goals. Okay? This is what I see. Now, with anything, you can look at communism. Whether you agree with it or not, that is not the issue. Communism started out as a good idea. In my humble opinion, I am not a communism expert, nor am I a communist. It started out, look at the base of the word, the root of the word, community, to help the community, to keep people equal, to make sure that things were equally shared, that you didn't have this, skewing of wealth so that only two people out of a million were wealthy and everybody else was sort of just suffering and scrummaging by. Okay. But then it got into people's hands. People were power hungry. People had their own personal agendas and they mixed it in with this good idea and they fucked it up. And I will be saying words of profanity in this video. So if you don't like it, you can please, with all due respect, just go on about your business, okay? Because the message is important. You can argue with the vocabulary at a later date, okay? I believe that the Black Lives Matter movement, if you want to answer the question if it's a racist, you have to understand the roots of it, okay? I believe that it didn't start out as a racist movement. It can be seen now as that because you have things like anti police and anti white people and anti this and anti that and anti that. No, the Black Lives Matter movement should be, I would like it to be, I'm not an idealist, but I'm just stating my points, my opinions. I would like it to be for the equality of everyone because during the civil rights movement with Martin Luther King, these are his words in Hungarian. I have tattooed right here on my arm that I keep near and dear to my heart. He he was a man of color, but he wasn't like only people of color should be at the top or at the forefront, or only people of color should be the president, or only people of color should have money. Or no, he said everyone that we all go to school together, that we all chill together, we all smoke whatever y'all doing, that we all do it together because he didn't want just one person at the front. That's what I believe too. If you work hard and you do something and you accomplish something and you are successful at something and someone comes by and just snatches that away from you just because they don't like the color of your skin, how the hell would you feel? Let's say that black people just went around being violent towards um oh it's the internet, okay, being violent toward people who didn't look like them or people they didn't like, and that happens sometimes. We have to be honest with ourselves, it happens sometimes, okay, but then we need to speak up and say something, okay. Excuse me. My question is to the people who feel that the Black Lives Matter is a racist movement, what would you have them do? these people that you say are racist, because I myself am not racist. They are not racist. So these people who you're talking to, these people who you are addressing, who are activists and protesters of the Black Lives Matter movement, what would you have them do? Should we sit idly by and just be victimized and be harassed and punished for simply because our skin have some melanin to it? What should we do? What would you have us do so that we are not viewed as racist in your beautiful eyes? See, that's the issue. You cannot please everyone. You are not going to please everyone. Why is this popping up in my screen? I have no idea. Okay. Guys, I don't know what's going on. I hope something isn't flashing on. Okay, I think it's all good. Yeah, anyway, so like I was saying, I'm just so passionate about this, guys. I'm so passionate about this movement. Hi guys. My phone went off, so I don't know if this live is continuing or if this is a new live. Um, so anyway, I want to continue what I was saying about the Black Lives Matter movement, and if it's yeah, just like I was saying before, when Black lives begin to matter, then all lives will matter. Hopefully, it didn't cut off uh, what I was saying before, and that I can somehow uh, resume the live. So sorry, guys. If hey, Toy, if you still watching, hey girl, blue heart, mwah. um, yeah. So like I was saying, what do you expect the people of the Black Lives Matter movement to do? We can't sit idly by. We can't sit idly by. And if people who believe that individuals and activists and protesters of the Black Lives Movement are racist, then offer some constructive criticism, okay? Because you can't, with that same brain that you call the people racist, you can't, with that same brain, and call yourself intelligent, you can't not have anything constructive to say, okay? Because and you can't, I mean, you could, but I don't understand how an intelligent brain could do this, not see that there is a hierarchy in this society, that some people are at the top and some people are at the bottom, and the people at the bottom are getting all the shit in their eyes and their mouth and their nose, and they breathe it in and out every day. So what do you want them to do? A person can only take getting shitted on for so long until they begin to climb up out of the shit. They, you want them to stay there forever? If you were getting shitted on every day, what would you do? That would be my question to you, to all the people who think it's a racist movement. No, I do not support or encourage racism, period. And I'm not going to justify that by anything that I do or any of my friends or any that I don't need to. I'm telling you that I'm not. Now, if the Black Lives Matter movement is a racist movement, excuse me, I'm eating, then it needs to be adjusted and it needs to be called out and constructive criticism needs to be given. But I don't feel that way. I feel like if you have, there's a saying that people say, uh, you're stronger, you are as strong as your weakest link. And every time I hear somebody make a comment about the someone in the Black Lives Matter movement being racist, this is what I hold on, guys. I'm trying to adjust the camera because it's I have to sit next to the cord so that it can charge. Yeah. So this is what I think about. I think about, you know, right now, the minorities of which I am a member of, unfortunately, I mean, I don't see myself as a minority, but I know that when I go out into society, they see me as a minority. Someone once told me, you have two strikes against you, you're already at the bottom of the totem pole. They said you're black and you're a female, so congratulations. Yeah, well, yeah, congratulations. For me, I don't see it as two strikes, but if that's the way the majority of the people see it, I can't help you. You are the majority, so I'm pretty sure my life is probably irrelevant to most people, but it's not irrelevant to me. Um, and the lives of many other quote unquote black people is not irrelevant. They are not irrelevant. And we don't want it to be irrelevant. And not only that, we don't want to be viewed as irrelevant. We no longer want to be seen as that old minority over there. We want equality for everyone. Okay. I can't in honesty say that the Black Lives Matter movement started to see black people at the top of the list. I can't say that. And if people believe that, and if there are those in the Black Lives Matter movement who believe that, then they need to be corrected or they need to get out, because I don't encourage discrimination of any kind. And if someone has an issue with something I'm saying or doing and they feel that it is discriminatory, then you need to tell me about myself, and then I need to question your motives for telling me, and if you're actually telling me from a place of truth. And if I need to correct my behavior, then I need to correct my behavior. Okay. But the point is that we have inequalities in this world. You have inequalities against disabled individuals. You have inequalities against people of different skin color, of people of different religious backgrounds, people with no religious background, people who look a certain way, people who don't look a certain way, people who have extra weight on them or more weight than you like to see, however you want to label it. We have discrimination against all those individuals. And what are those individuals supposed to do? Because they don't fit the ideal of some, whatever your ideal is, they should just shut up and go sit in the corner? No, they should not. Their lives matter. Yes, all lives matter in an idealistic world, okay? In an idealistic world, all lives matter. Unfortunately, we live here in this world, as I was saying, in this time, in this era. And in this era, people are put down based on their appearances. People are put down based on their beliefs. People are put down based on their whatever day it is. People feel like punching you in the face. They punch you in the face because it's something about you they don't like. This is the reality of the world we live in, okay? And we need to listen. I accept this, that probably in my lifetime I won't see equality. I won't see all lives mattering. I won't see it, okay? But I know that every day I can make steps toward that, and I can voice my opinions and voice facts, okay? And say how I feel about these prejudices, and I can say it. So, to the people, I want to wrap this up. To the people who believe that the Black Lives Matter movement is a racist movement, I ask you to look in the mirror and question your motives and question your behaviors towards people who are considered minorities. And have you in your life treated everyone equally? Have you in your life done everything you can to make sure that the totem pole was no longer, that there was no need to have a totem pole, that there shouldn't be anyone on the totem pole at the bottom, at the top, that we should just be? Have you realized this? Have you realized that we live in a world full of inequalities? Have you realized that something you have done unconsciously may have contributed to said inequalities? So before you go and start calling a movement racist, a movement that has seen many people of one particular group being killed, brutalized, victimized, and traumatized, before you start calling that group racist, question your own thoughts, question your own actions, question your own health, and see, have you contributed to the problem or have you contributed to the solution? I wish all of you blessings and peace, and may the universe be with us all, and God help us. Ciao for now, y'all. Bye.